In this particular section, I'm going to show you that how you can automate your task without coding. Excel comes with a feature where you can record a macro and you can use it. I'm going to show you that even though you don't know anything about coding, you can use that feature and you can automate your task. I'm going to actually explain you all these things like how to record a macro, how to delete a macro, how to create a shortcut, how to create a relative reference, all those things through a worked out example. You might pause this video and take a look that what are the things that you're going to learn in this particular example. But let me show you all these things through a worked out example. Situation goes like this, that you have a student's name and their score in physics. Then the same thing, student's name, their score in math, chemistry, language, and in fact in innovation. Now what you need to do, this is the task that has been given to you, that you have to find average of top 5 scores in this particular subject, in each of the subject, and you need to highlight that in green. Score as well as the student's name. Then you have to find average of bottom 5 score for each of the subject and highlight them in orange, and then you need to calculate difference. If you look at, every time you will sort it, color it, find the average, and then you need to find the difference. Can you automate that task so that you are doing it once? Let's say if you have done it for physics, you can automatically do it for math. Let me show you how you can do it, and I'll also show you that how you go wrong when you use direct referencing. So what I can do, I can go ahead and keep a note. This time I'm going to show you how it actually will not work, and then next time I'll show you how it will work. So I'm going to show you macro, record macro, and I'm going to call it macro 1. Okay, let's say I come here, I say data, sort by physics score, right? It has got sorted. Now you come here, these are the green one, right? I mean, we have been told to color these in green, and now you have we had to sort that in descending order. So rather I'll go once again, I will sort this physics score largest to small, and this time I'll color that as green, and I'll color the bottom 5 as orange. So I have done these things. Now what I can do, I can calculate average here of these 5 scores. Of these 5 scores, let me calculate average again for these 5 scores. Once I have put it, it is taking average like this, and now I need to calculate difference of these two, and I got the difference that is in physics is 52. Now let me go ahead, go to the macro and stop recording. So I have now macro 1, and what it can do, let me show it to you what it can do very well. So essentially you have this data. Let me say that I have saved this macro, so macro is stored, and I actually do undo. So essentially what you are doing, you removed everything. If you look at, now you're back to the stage where it was this data. Let's say you are here, or next day you get this kind of table. You go to view, macro, you have view macro, macro 1, you run it. See, it did the job. But can it work here? Actually it won't work out. You know why? Because think of, first of all, it has taken, if you remember, when we are sorting, we sorted based on physics score. Secondly, it is hard coded that it will work only in this area. So if I try here, if I go and say view macro, view macro and run it, still it is just doing for this area only. So it is not doing for here at all. So what is the way out? Let me now record again, but this time I'll record with the relative reference. So let me show you how you will do it. To record macro this time, what I'll do, I will go here and select this cell so that next time when I select this cell, it should start working from here. And what I'll do, I'll go to view, macro, I'll say use relative reference, and then I'll start record macro. So this time I'm calling it macro 2. I have selected this already, so it's okay. I will select this whole area. I'll go to data, sort, and this time I'll say my data has no headers so that it is not taking the subject name. And I'll sort by column G, which is the area here, and I'll say largest to small. You say okay. Now what you do, you come here. Now you obviously what you need to do, you need to highlight this area in green. So let me highlight this. Let me do the bottom 5, highlight this in orange. And now we need to take out average. I can now copy and paste this here, and now I can calculate the difference, which will be this minus this. Now I need to stop recording, so I'll go to the view, recording. I'll first click this one and then I'll click on stop recording. So what you need to understand, whenever I'm saying, like relative reference, always keep in mind that you need to start relative reference before recording and then end relative reference after recording. So now if you look at, will it help? Let me just show it to you. So now I come here, select here, I say view, macro, macro 2, run. It did. So it sorted, right? That's what we wanted. If you look at, it had sorted and it worked here. You know why? Because when you are showing relative referencing, wherever you select, that cell becomes like A1. And that's why it worked here. I mean, if you look at here, right, who is the best scorer? So look at, you have got maximum. Let me just show you how to find maximum. Is probably 93. I don't see anything more than 93 here. So 93 is the top score, Judy. And when I sort this time, I run the macro, I should get that output. But if you look at, going to view macro and, view macro and then doing this also is a time consuming thing. So what I can do, I can go here, select option and say probably, let's say Control K. So what will it mean that when I'll do Control K, it will invoke this macro. Let me show you how does it work out. So I'm here, I'll say Control K. It worked. Oh, there was one more Philip which I missed. So Philip has come here before Judy and it calculated. Let's go here, again select this cell, say Control K, and it did. So if you look at what has happened in this whole sequence, that you learned how to record a macro, how to set a option, and also let me show you how you delete a macro. So essentially now you know that okay, macro 2 is your correct one, macro 1 was wrong. You can select this one and click on delete, it will get deleted. So if you look at this task, like you did it once, but then going forward you are able to do it pretty comfortably for other 3. This can be applied in a variety of situations. It is just a beginning. And if you look at, you have not done any amount of coding here. Later, I'll show you how to take a look at this, what you have recorded and how to edit it one by one.